Frank was born in New York on February 9th, 1928.
He grew up in a tough Brooklyn neighborhood. He was surrounded by gangsters. There was violence around him continuously. And here was a child with tremendous sensitivities. And he was affected by this. And yet at the same time, he enjoyed the lighter side, the more gentle aspects of the world.
As a child, I was drawing comic strips and painting fine art in art school. I knew I had this pretty incredible talent, and I couldn't hardly account for it. I was far from intellectual at the age of 10, and yet I knew instinctively that I had this ability to draw and create that other kids, other adults didn't even have.
It was a God-given gift, I guess, because I don't know how I did it. Everything I drew well.
I don't think his parents knew his talent. I think they just had to be, he made it sound like they had to be hitting top of the head to say, you know what you got here?
Are you kidding? My parents didn't even know what the hell I was talking about. When I was 8 years old, my father was invited to school, and he was given hell by the teachers. How come he is in this boy isn't going to art school and so on? So he took me, and I joined a school of art, Falanga School of Art, and I tell you, I really started to live then.
Well, he's a natural. He was a child prodigy as an artist. In his early stuff, little early sketchbooks and comic books that he put together, these things explode off the page. They're magic.
He was about 65 when he died, and I was maybe 12. And it was during that time that I was being invited to go to Europe and so on. And but because he died, that was the end of that. But and that ended the art school. It's a shame too, because had he lived, things would have happened.
So what year was that? 1954, right? Right, Frank?
55. 54, 55, right.
Well, we met Frank that morning at Williamson at noon, and by 2 we were playing softball in the schoolyard.
Right.
On Myrtle Avenue under the yellow.
And our friendship was formed from then on.
No, I played mostly with Nicky and Angelo. Every day, every day, in fact. It's not just sometimes, just every day. I was to go to that schoolyard and play ball. I really loved it. I hated to get old.
What a mess.
How come the schoolyard looks different, but we look the same?
The thrill of hitting that ball was mind-boggling. It's such a thrill, you know. Seems silly, but that's the game.
Well, you hit up on everything. You used to pop them way up. I think you hit one over the center field fence that landed out.
Well, I was on that roof. I was up at that house and this house. Forget it. All the guys are gone.
They were pretty popular guys. Let's see, who was it? Nick Magellan, Al Williamson, Angelo Torres, Crinkle, me, and who else? One or two other guys. There's a lot of laughs, you know, just laughs and more laughs. So we called ourselves the Flegel Gang and so on. It stretched for a good number of years, you know. Nick's is a great guy, you know. When we were together, he would carry on and make you laugh. You just stand there rolling. That's Nick.
We'll tell him about the time the three of us tried out for the Rockettes. And we won't tell him which one of us made it.
And Angelo was with Nick all the time. And he was a lot of laughs. The two of us. It was fun.
Tell him when, Angelo. He'll be grinding his knuckles down there.
And as a Roy came along, he's traipsed along, fiddly-diddy. He was the funniest guy you ever saw. Nobody walked or talked or did the things that Roy did.
Crinkle was the most sweetest, wonderful artist, collector, and Frank was very good friends with him, which proved to me at the time that his heroic stance and the fact that he could probably do well in any fist fight in the world was all an act that really covered a very sensitive, beautiful guy named Frazetta, because you prove it by your friends. And if Frank really didn't understand that, he never could be friends with him.
Well, anyway, what happened is Roy was getting too much work, and finally so fit to give me some. So I did some, and then I started getting work, and we took it from there.
Yeah, I'm reminiscing, Frank.
Yeah. Reminiscing,
Yeah, it's a little scary.
What do you mean a little scary? You're gonna go sometime, you know.
I went about 4 years ago. I just don't. I don't want to acknowledge it.
I would get a job. I'd have 2 weeks to do it. You know, I'd pencil it in 1 week and ink it the next. And I would start it, then I'd goof off, you know, and this and that. And eventually the job had to get in, so I'd have to call my friends in to give me a hand. And they always pitched in. Roy did some beautiful backgrounds for me, city scenes and gadgets and stuff. And Angelo helped me with the inking, you know. And Frank would come in from time to time if he happened to be on. He'd stop by, and we'd put him to work. He'd ink 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 panels, you know. And it was done. It was done as a fun thing, you know. They helped me out. They saved my you know, they saved me.
Once he even helped me. Once I had I think a deadline of the Johnny Comet. I had an afternoon to get it in. And he helped me get that done.
They do their best work. They're really proud of their work, and they knew that other guys were going to be looking at it and evaluating it. And they actually took the level of comic book art and up into another realm.
You know, we inspired one another to do better. So it was a very positive get-together. The Flegels, although it sounds pretty bad, the Flegels were a good bunch of guys.
You want to go to my mother's house?
You want to go to your mother's house? Is she still there? She's going to cook for us?
Still there. You better not cook. No cooking. Cooking.
Is she really still there?
Sure, she's still there.
You're kidding me.
I'm not kidding you.
How old is she now?
93.
And does she live alone, or is Carol?
She lives alone.
Love you.
Yeah, Grandma was very typical Italian. You know, you go there was all the food and all the cousins cooking for everybody.
Grandma, you look the same.
Love you.
You too. You're getting taller, though.
Tall, I'm short. You're getting tall, I'm getting short.
I think his father was a jeweler. His grandfather, his dad's dad was a surveyor, and he came over from Italy. I thought his dad came from Italy, but my mother said he was born in the USA.
Here he is.
Hi.
Here he is. Hey. Oh, how are you?
Yeah, good.
I have 3 sisters, and that's all, no brothers.
They were kind of just homebodies. His father golfed, his mother cooked, and that was about it. I don't think he really ever sat down and had a conversation with him that I remember. He never pushed or complimented my dad on anything he did. He was real tough on my father. I remember we played stickball or slapball in Brooklyn. You make one mistake, you bum, you this, you that. And it's like, gee whiz. My dad goes, how do you think I feel growing up like that? I mean, he loved his parents. He was heartbroken when his dad died. But I don't think he had the lovey-lovey relationship besides the usual Italian hugs and kisses and stuff.
Okay.
She gets cuter as she gets older.
Never mind.
Bye.
Okay.
Say goodbye.
Hello. Hello,
Bye.
everybody.